Hi, is this Brian?
This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, this is Larry King.
Hi, Larry.
I'm the rock and roll Larry King, not the guy on CNN, though.
Okay.
Brian, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you, Brian, that I really love the album. I think it's great.
Thank you.
This whole project started with a song that was a Louis Armstrong song. Can you tell us how this project came to be?
Well, I wrote about 15 songs, and then I was at my synthesizer keyboard, and I was playing a little bit of That Lucky Old Sun, and I said to myself, hey, this is a Negro slave spiritual song. I think I'll make it the theme of the album. So I went to the record store and got Louis Armstrong's version, took it home, learned the song, and made new updated arrangement for it.
Brian, on this song, one of the things that I guess I read about is that you and your band members are singing around, and there are lots of songs on this album that you perform rounds.
Right.
Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Well, round, we have a couple of sections where we repeat rounds like 3 or 4 times to repeat repetitive. Yeah.
So what I was wondering, Brian, are all your old classic songs, did you guys do rounds, a lot?
No, not very often. Now and then, though.
Maybe at the end of God Only Knows?
Right, that's an example of a round, yeah.
Brian, your songs about the California experience have really spoken to the people of the rest of the U.S. We live here in Texas and people all around the world. What is it about California that inspires you?
The beaches, the restaurants, the nightclubs, and the streets. I love the streets.
Brian, on your album, you revisit an older song and continue the story of Our Little Surfer Girl. Tell me about those songs and how you ended up continuing that story.
Well, I wrote a song called Forever She'll Be My Surfer Girl, but it wasn't not about any one person. It was just a song.
What it reminds me of is maybe, a girl that you or I might have known in our youth that we never saw again or whatever, and we just kind of have her on a pedestal, remember her like she was back then.
Right, but it actually wasn't. I just remembered the song Surfer Girl, not a girl.
Brian, on the song Morning Beat, when we talked about rounds a little earlier, and this song starts off with a chant.
Oh, yeah, right. It's a Mau Mama Yama. Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
What is it?
Mau Mama Yama, glory, hallelujah. You say that twice.
Yao Mama Yama.
Mau, M-O-M-A.
Mau.
Mau Mama Yama, yeah.
Glory, hallelujah.
Right.
Brian, I first heard those lyrics. I didn't hear them, but I read them in this article about you in Rolling Stone magazine, like 30 years ago. So some pieces of That Lucky Old Sun have been kicking around for a little bit, and they finally found a home in this project.
Right. A few of the riffs like Mau Mama Yama and so forth like that. And rock, roll, rockin' and a roll around heaven. That was also a part of the album, too.
Right. Maybe from Ding Dang?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and Can't Wait Too Long finally gets an official Brian Wilson recording.
Right. That was done many years ago, actually, many years ago.
Brian, what's next for you? Do you think you'll record again, or do you have something in mind for the future?
Well, I have only to try to maybe do a rock and roll album in the Phil Spector type spirit, but I'm not sure what kind of album.
Boy, you and Paul McCartney really do need to get together.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed, Brian, because out of your peer group, man, I think this record is on a par with Pet Sounds and Smile. Here we are, it's 2008, and you're out there in front of the pack.
Right. It's actually one of the best albums I ever did.
And you weren't afraid to make it a short album either.
Right. It's a 30, well, actually with the bonus tracks, it's about 50 minutes.
Right, but Lucky Old Sun itself, about maybe 28, kind of like those old records in the 60s in a way.
Right.
Hey, Brian, so I want to ask you, before we finish, can I ask you to do a liner with my name in it for my program?
Sure.
Okay, now I'm Larry King.
Yeah.
So our station is Classic Hits Radio.
All right. Hi, this is Brian Wilson, and you're listening to Larry King on Classic Hits Radio. Hi, this is Brian Wilson. Give me a shout at Classic Hits Radio.
Hey, Brian, it's been a pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.